what's up everyone? Thanks for joining me. My name is Scott. We're going to do a Lauv song tonight. I saw on Instagram that Lauv was releasing a new song at midnight tonight, so I thought it'd be fun to stay up, figure it out, and do a lesson for everyone here. So it was just released about 20 minutes ago, and let's take a listen.
2021, we can have some fun. Maybe you could run.
All right, so it sounds like the intro. The intro is the same as the verse.
Baby, I love you. I don't want no one else but you.
Some cool jazz chords in here, at least seventh chords. So, all right, the first thing I usually try to do is get the bass notes for the chords, and then I try to fill in the tops and the melodies. And I mean, Lauv is a great songwriter. He's doing that exact thing. He's got some nice bass movement here. It's very simple, but it works. And he's got some nice melodies on top with the guitar, and then he's layering the vocals. So let's get those bass notes. Okay, so the two bass notes that I'm getting from the guitar are bum, bum, right? So with those two notes, we're going to figure out just those notes, and then we'll figure out if we think the chord is major or minor, dark or light. So those two notes, I mean, that low note, bum, it sounds kind of low. I'm going to guess G. Nope, but down. All right, so we got F is our first note. So that's our first bass note, right? And then we're going up to bum, right? And that sounds like A, right? Okay, so without knowing what key we're in yet, I mean, it sounds like we could be in this key. And if we have this note, an F, and then our second bass note is here, we know that the first three notes of the F major scale are F, G, A, right? We could be in the key of F or possibly in the key of A minor. So we got a couple different options for our key. Yeah, so we'll figure that out as we go, because with just two chords, sometimes you can have a couple different keys. But that first chord, to me it sounds like, and this is maybe a little bit more advanced theory-wise, we're not going to get too much into it, but it sounds to me like because this chord has some dark and light sounds in it, it's not plain old happy chord and plain old sad chord. You kind of have, that chord has some like sweet happiness in it, and it's also got a little darkness, and usually that tells me that it's a major seventh, and this actually, it's, yep, so we're not going to play it up here, but it's an F major seventh chord he's playing here, but he's not quite doing it like that. Let's see what notes we have in the chord, and then move on to the second chord after that. So there's our melody. All right, so we got a D note, and then it's moving up D, E, right? So we've got that repeated note. So if we just use the bass note and that note, we're gonna have, right, but that's not quite right. There's some more stuff going on in there, because this on its own is not really part of the F chord. We're gonna add in some notes. So that note could be in there. Let's listen to see, there might be more F happening there too. There it was. Okay, there's an F note. So we've got that, basically. I'm going to play this chord with my thumb. There it is. Okay, so far in this chord, we've got, let me focus on the hand there. I'm using the first fret of the low E string, which is our F note. And then at the same time I'm doing that, I'm playing kind of the F major seventh, which is, we've got third fret of the D, which is our F note, second fret of the G, which is our A note, third fret of the B, which is our D note, right? So I'm playing all four of those notes, right? We're getting that, and then playing the high E string. And the high E string is our major seventh. That's where we're getting the major seventh. Right, so, and actually, the fact that we've got this D in here, it's kind of like a F major 7 with a 6 in it. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, but that's the first chord. Now the second bass note we have was the bum, which is our A note, right? So if we've got our A note in there, in this key, if we were to take like F major 7, and then we've got this A, it's really, the key is kind of telling me that it's going to be an A minor 7th, right? But he's got some other stuff in there. I think that D note might be in there too. He's still got that, that's D, E, right? Okay, cool. So we've got the D note with our A. So if we did the same thing we did with the F and just kind of start with the melody, we're going to have the A note with the D. We could use an open A here, but let's kind of, I usually like the sound of the 5th fret for my A minor 7th, so we're going to use that. So we have 5th fret of the E for our A note, and then we have the 3rd fret of the B for our D note. And then let's just use the open high E string. He's got this kind of ringy sound, almost like a piano with the pedal held down, a sustainy sound. So, right? So that's the meat and potatoes of what's happening here. But we've got a little bit more. So we're going to add in the minor 3rd to the chord, which is the C note, right? A, C, E would be an A minor chord. And we're going to add the 7th note of the A minor scale being a G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we're going to do G, C, right? And this should sound kind of right. Yep. And then what happens after that?
22.
Okay, so that little ba-dum. And that actually kind of gives away our key. I think we're in the key of C, right? But it doesn't really sound like C yet. He might not hit a C chord in this whole song. I don't know. So yeah, at the end of that little A minor 7 section, we've got, and then open, we're going to go open B, and we're already holding this C note. That's here on that 5th fret of the G string, right? All right, so let's try to play through that. So kind of slowly. 3, 4. Now the A minor 7th. All right. I'm getting it. I'm just learning now too, so. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great little progression. All right, so let's keep listening a little bit.
2021, we can have some fun. Maybe we could run. I could be the one. Maybe you're the one. It's time to go off for you. Love me. Maybe I love you. I don't want no one else but you. Oh, 2021, 2021, we can have some fun. Maybe we could run. I could be the one. Maybe you're the one. It's time to go off for you. Love me. Maybe I love you. I don't want no one else but you. Do you wanna fall in love?
Got the same progression here.
Make it so.
Doesn't need to change, it's really rich.
I don't mean to act so cold. It's just an excuse to let you go. You're just saying no. Now you're saying kiss you from the backseat. Baby, you're invaluable to me. I know sometimes I don't show it, but I know we'll get through.
All right, so listening through the rest of the song, we basically just have those 2 chords. There's almost like a 3rd chord in there, but yeah, it's just a really great little progression, nice little riff, and does a lot of variation vocally on top of it. So let's check out the different ways you could approach this. So I was thinking I would maybe play this with my thumb on the low E string 1st fret, like that, and do this chord. But with all the movement back and forth, I'm going to use my 1st finger. So we have 1st finger on that 1st fret, and this is our bass note, right? That's going to last for 4 beats. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go up to, we're going to use the open A string. I think that's going to work out best. So we're going to play that note, 2, 3, 4. So our two bass notes are low E string first fret and our open A string. We're going to play those for 4 beats each. And then the chords in here, when we play the F, major 7, add 6, we've got F, A, and D up top, right? We're going to do that on the quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's the first 2 layers. The third layer is we play that melody note. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That high E string is going to be on all of the upbeats that we're playing, right? So that's basically our first chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to do the same rhythm format for the next chord. And the next chord we're playing open A, and then we have the 5th fret of the D, which is our G note. That's our minor 7th. We have the 5th fret of the G string, which is our C note. That's our minor 3rd. And now we've got this 3rd fret of the B string with the first finger. That's going to be our add 11 in the chord. So this is an A minor 7, add 11. And then we've got our high E string, which is just the 5th of the chord. It's an E, right? So that bar is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and. We're going to open up the B string, play that open, and then go to our 5th fret of the G string for that C note, and then we're back to that, right? And then we go back. And then right back again. Okay, and if that version with the full chords and the finger picking is a little too advanced for you, I'm just going to give you an easy way to play through these chords, get the feel of the song, maybe sing over it, and have fun with it. Here we go. Okay, so for this first chord, we're going to use this F, where we can either leave the low E string muted or avoided with the right hand, or you can play it with the thumb over the top, and you can actually mute it with the thumb over the top as well. But do what you want with that low E string. We're going to start the chord at the A string. This is what you need to do. So the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A, the 4th finger, pinky, on the 3rd fret of the D, 2nd finger, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And we're going to leave the high E string open, like that, right? And so we'll do it without the low E string first. We're going to play a low strum as a down strum and a high strum as an up strum. And for the low strum, we're mostly just going to get the low strings, just a nice soft strum. You don't want to get a really reiki sound. You want to get a really, just a chill sound with that pick. So, and then for the high strum, same kind of thing, a very kind of feather touch high strum on the upbeat. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So for the second chord, we're just going to go to the actual chord we use in the song. Open A string, 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the D, 4th finger on the 5th fret of the G, 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then open high E. And then again, we're muting the low E string with that thumb. So if we play that with the same kind of pattern, low strum with the down pick, up strum with the high pick, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So all the way through, 1, 2, ready, play. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, thanks for checking it out. If this was helpful for you, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this with your friends. That makes it easier for me to do these videos, and I hope you have a happy and safe new year. Enjoy the free PDF, and I'll see you next time. Bye.